Reliance Industries. That one is expected to come out with its earnings come Monday. It's a little too early for Reliance to report its numbers in the earnings season. In fact, if we can, let's take it across to Somit to get a sense as to what we should expect from the numbers. The stock is fairly quiet from that 3200 level of that close to the all-time high levels of 3200. It has cooled off to sub 2800 right now. But what's the expectation from the earnings? Somit, tell us more.
Well, Reliance Industries will be reporting its second quarter FY25 numbers, and if you look at the numbers, it is expected to be a muted set of numbers on a consolidated basis. If you see the revenues on a sequential basis, is expected to be flat. EBITDA is expected to be high by around 2%. Margins are expected to come in at 16.9%, while the net profit number that is expected to be higher by around 4% on a sequential basis. Now, it's a muted set of numbers because the strong telecom numbers will be largely offset by the weakness that we'll be seeing in the O2C and the oil and gas division. Now, if you look at the O2C segment's EBITDA, that is expected to be lower by around 5% on a sequential basis, and is expected to come in at close to 12,500 crore rupees. Now, this is because of the weakness that we are seeing in the refining business. Now, refining business is weak because margins, that is this Singapore gross refining margins, that were pretty much flat on a sequential basis. No growth on that front. While the oil and gas exploration business, on that front, if you look at the EBITDA, that is expected to be 1% lower at around 5,150 odd crore rupees. Now, this number is expected to be weak because the production numbers are expected to come in slightly below, and apart from that, the profit sharing of the government has also increased, and because of both these factors, the oil and gas exploration EBITDA is expected to be sequentially lower. Now, when it comes to the retail division, there the revenue is expected to be higher by around 10% on a sequential basis, while the EBITDA is expected to increase by only 4%. So, some margin contraction is also could also be seen when it comes to the retail division of Reliance Industries. However, the retail growth will be largely on the back of store addition in new brands, and the rising footfall that Reliance retail has been seeing. Well, Reliance Jio, on the other hand, if you look at it, which is the telecom arm of Reliance Industries, that is expected to report a strong set of numbers, largely on the back of the tariff hike that they had taken. Revenues are expected to be higher by nearly 7%. EBITDA will see a growth of nearly 8%. Margins are expected to come in at close to 53.2%, while the net profit number is expected to be 14% higher on a sequential basis. Now, ARPU, which is the key number for a telecom company, that is expected to increase by around 6%. However, the subscriber base, that is expected to contract on a sequential basis to around 48.8 crore from 49 crore that we had seen in the previous quarter. And the growth is purely supported on the back of the tariff hikes. ARPU growth is expected to be the highest in the last 10 quarters. However, on the other hand, the subscriber decline is the most that we'll see in the last 10 quarters. Now, the decline in subscriber base is primarily on account of the subscriber churn that we'll see post the tariff hike, which has been a normal trend in the previous times also that we had seen. Now, ARPU growth, this ARPU growth that we are seeing in the second quarter will not fully reflect the tariff hike benefits, because that benefits will be staggered over the next 3 quarters, because most of the Reliance Jio subscribers, if you look at, are on longer validity. So these benefits of tariff hike will also be seen in the next couple of quarters also. Now, the key things to watch out for from the earnings would be management commentary when it comes to what is the outlook on the refining business and the petrochemical business. How are they looking at the new energy business? What is the roadmap going forward? What is the timeline for plans to start operations? Apart from that, what has been the customer behavior post tariff hike is also something that we need to watch out for. How has been the growth in the Jio Fiber business, and what is the commentary when it comes to the capital expenditure outlay of the company going forward would be important to track from Reliance Industries earning.
There comes a time when your heart calls for you to arise. Plant your feet solid into the ground. Decide your own limits, and then break right through them. Become something more. It's my time to rise.